So a preliminary movement, so the first step of the 5 phases of a skill. So for this, it is like the walk up or the roll up to doing the trick. The second phase of the 5 phases of a skill analysis is the backswing or recovery movement. You're pushing down like this. This is essentially the wind up for the Ollie. The third phase of the 5 phases of a skill analysis is the force producing movements. For an Ollie, I think that there are 3 force producing movements. The first one is the push down like this onto your tail with your back foot. So that's just changing all the weight onto your back foot, taking it off your front foot, and loading up for the Ollie essentially. The second part is the slide of your foot up the board, which is part of the reason why the board pops in the air. And the third reason that ties it all together is a big pop in your knees. So when your knees are bent like this, it's loading up the board to get into the air. So you push back, keep your knees bent, slide forward, and pop all at once. The fourth phase of the 5 phases of a skill analysis is the critical instinct. And the critical instinct is right when these wheels pop up the ground like that. So the final part of the 5 skill analysis is the follow through. From this angle, you can see that you want to keep the board flat in the air as much as possible. And then so when the board is coming back down to the ground after the trick, you want to keep it as flat as possible, keep your weight over it, and land both wheels at the same time, or both trucks at the same time, with your feet over the bolts. Okay, Sam, so that Ollie was good. There's just a few things that went wrong technically that made you screw it up. So you had a good pop in your board, so you smacked back good like this, and you had good force here, but you didn't have a good enough bend in your knees and good enough control of the board to take control of the board in the air and land properly. That's why your board started to get a little bit more spun. You might not have taken off at the right time and it started to land like this. But through more practice and more attempts at this skill, I'm sure you'll be better at it.